Hey, yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hey, what's going on, man? Check this out. If you are like an entrepreneur, small business owner, and first of all, you probably, if you starting out, you like most of us who started out, we have no funds, no resources. We're tapped out, right? But you want to get your name out there, you want to get your brand out there, you want to be seen, you want to be heard. How do you do it? Well, of course, it's social media, the king of content. Social media is where you could go and become a multimillionaire, but you got to know how to do it. So the question has been, hey, Anthony, how do you grow your channel if I'm fresh, I'm starting up? Well, that's simple. So today we are going to talk about how to grow your Instagram channel from zero to thousands of followers in a matter of 12 months. See, I'm giving you realistic goals. All right. So in this training, we're going to give you some realistic goals. Okay. So you have to understand that there are three major platforms when it comes to traffic. Four, actually, it's four. You have Facebook, which has about 3.5 billion people on there every second. Not hour, every second. And then Instagram. So Instagram and Facebook, of course, is owned by Meta, which is Mr. Zuck. What up, Zuck? But the top two is like, well, I'm not even gonna say top two. Everybody knows Google's platform and YouTube. See, Google and YouTube are owned by the same people. So those are the top four. Now, since this is the wave of social media technology, you have to think that where are most of the people at? So they've broken it down generational wise. Like I heard my kids talk about this. Daddy, ain't nobody on Facebook. You crazy. If it's 3.5 billion people, all of us ain't old. Now you have Snapchat, which is for the younger generation. You have TikTok, you have LinkedIn, and you have Twitch, and you have a lot of other stuff. Now, Instagram used to be about sharing photos of your family, your vacations, and your dog, and all of that. But what a lot of people don't realize is Instagram has now become the place where you go on there are theme pages, there are meme pages, there are accounts that have like 2.5 million followers. Now, you have to understand this. All of these accounts started out with zero. They started out the same way we're starting out. So I literally have my Elite Marketing Mojo account that I'm going to start trying to grow. All right. So I'm going to do this with y'all. So I don't really know. What I'll do is I'm gonna put up to the one of these sections over here a screenshot of the account of the followers that I have, and we're gonna keep track. We're gonna grow the channel. So if you follow me, we're gonna grow this channel together. All right. So if you're new, you're a business owner, or you're a aspiring entrepreneur, and you're trying to grow your Instagram channel and get to the fact that you want to make 6 to 7 figures, let's rock. Let's rock together. All right?
You are listening to the 9 to 5 Kickers podcast, one of the elite members of the Digital Entrepreneurs Network, a show that's all about grinding and building off your hard work now so you can kick the 9 to 5 later. And now your host, he kicked the air out of his 9 to 5 many moons ago, Mr. Anthony Porter.
So, like most things, you got to start out with some key terms. See, a lot of people know that you can just post on Instagram, but a lot of people don't understand what it is about Instagram that helps out. We're going to get into this with this series. We're going to do this series. with this series, we're going to get into that. So, some key terms that we need to talk about. Let's talk about post. All right, post is traditional bulk of Instagram content, square photos, and videos. So, a post is where you take posts, like you post a picture, you and your friends, you and your homeboys, you and your girlfriends, whatever. And a carousel. So, you know, the post leads into the carousel. So, a carousel is a post of multiple photos and videos. See, one post is one picture, one video, and it's in a square format. All right. I think it's the pixels of either 1080 by 1080 or it's 500 by 500. Either way, that particular situation is just that. It's a situation. So, carousel is a bunch of posts with multiple photos and videos. All right, so a story. Then we're gonna talk about a story. So the story is like if you on Instagram and at the top of the page there's a circle, should have your profile picture in there. You click on that, it's a story. Now a story is a photo or video that disappears after 24 hours. News stories, like they really mark. News stories marked by the login profile photo, like I said a minute ago, with a colorful circular background. So at the top of your profile on Instagram, you can create stories. Now, stories are a good way to gather engagement. All right. Now, reels. Here's the kick of the reels. Reels is the new way. Reels is the new way of being engaged on Facebook. So they are short form videos up to 60 seconds, 60 seconds long, and it's the answer to TikTok. So when TikTok came out, TikTok was going viral. People dancing, people doing what they do. Shout out to the creators over on TikTok. But Instagram decided they wanted to compete. Now, here's another thing. Facebook's doing the same thing. Now, what's crazy is Facebook and Instagram are owned by the same people, but they're competing against each other when it comes to Reels. Now, long form videos back then, which have passed, really gone obsolete because Reels have been able to become longer. You just got to figure out how to make them longer. They are long form videos, which are like over 60 seconds, which is over a minute. So anywhere from a minute to 2 minutes. Now, I know there are some hip hop artists, producers out there who took the 2-minute videos, and that's how they blew up their production company. If you pay attention, most of everybody who's blowing up these days are using Instagram Reels or Facebook Reels. Like I posted a reel for Christmas, and I get this notification that the reel is like 300 views. So that inspired me to say, well, okay, 345 views, one reel. Let me post another one. So I posted another one Friday, and it's up to 165. This is Sunday, January the 7th. So yeah, 165 from January the 5th. Did pretty good on that one. So I'm watching. I'm checking the metrics. I'm checking the data. I'm making sure. Now, this is all the stuff that you need to know. Bio is a text, text directly underneath your logo. It's your logo or your profile photo, and it's 150 characters limited that you can add, and then you can add a link within inside of there. But there's a kicker to that because you really can't add a link. If you add in a link, you have to do it on your mobile phone, and it has to be in the website. Now, that's just adding a link. All right, not the link in bio. That's kind of played out right now, so it's not the link in bio. So, one of the big things, one of the best things about Instagram that can happen on Instagram is engagement. So you kind of like want to. A lot of people have started these faceless pages, faceless Instagram pages, but engagement means people aren't just scrolling past your post; they're interacting with it. So you kind of like want to have types of engagement that you need to think about going into your segment is links, which is you can double tap to show some love. I'm sorry, I said links. It's likes. You want people to like your stuff, so you can double tap to show some love. Comments. You want people to share their opinions and start a conversation with you, right? And then shares. Shares allows the sharing of your content to, one stories or directly with friends. And then people save, because saves is one of them. Saves allows for others to bookmark your stuff. So if you're teaching something on Instagram and they save it, that means they want to go back and look at it. I do it a lot. When I'm learning new techniques and new trends for Instagram, I save it so I can go back and keep practicing until I master it. Then I can come out and say, this is what this is about. And then, IGTV, which is a long form video, but it's kind of gone away because the attention span is now 3.5 seconds. 3 to 5 seconds. I don't know why I keep on this 25 at. It's 3 to 5 seconds. So if you're not grabbing somebody's attention in the beginning, then you are screwed. All right, you are definitely screwed. And then the bio is like a quick but important introduction to your business. See, the bio is the first thing that people will see. All right, and I said that in the social media mastery video that I did, podcast or YouTube video. That's the first thing people are going to see. So you want that to be picture perfect. So let's talk about the bio. The bio. The name of your Instagram page should state your business name and what it's about. Leave no room for doubts. So like with me, with the 9 to 5 Kickers podcast, that's exactly what it is. It's the 9 to 5 Kickers podcast. This is the podcast that shows you how to kick your 9 to 5 by starting your own business, whether you're a small business owner, entrepreneur, or stay-at-home mom or dad who wants to kick the grind and do what you got to do. All right. Your bio should answer 3 questions for anyone who sees it. Why should I follow you? So this is the question that they're asking. They says, why should I follow you? How can you help me? And where do I go for more? See, those 3 questions are 3 of the most important questions when it comes to your bio on Instagram. Why should I follow you? So one of the people that I deal with on Instagram is Nehemiah Davis. Shout out to Nehemiah Davis. I don't know him personally, but I followed this brother, Russell Brunson, E.T. Eric Thomas. Their bios tell you why you should follow them. Nehemiah is telling you, follow me because I'm going to show you how to become a master in the event space era, as well as becoming a master of entrepreneurship. Russell Brunson tells you to do the same thing, but he's telling you how to, you follow him to become a marketing guru and using his software ClickFunnels. E.T. tells you to follow him because he wants you to learn how to become a better speaker, a better motivational speaker, a better speaker, so you can go out here and get some of them $10,000, $15,000 gigs and grow your following that way. Okay. And then they say, well, how can you help? They're asking you a question. How can you help? I can help you by showing you how I went from 0 to 1,000, how I went from 0 to 50,000, how I went from 0 to $1 million. That's the pitch. All right. So why should you follow the podcast? Well, the podcast is going to help you figure out how to kick your 9 to 5. So you don't have to wake up and grind. You want to take back your financial freedom and your time. That's what the podcast is here for. We want to help you over here at the 9 to 5 Kickers. That's what we're doing. We want to help you kick that 9 to 5 grind, take back your financial freedom so you can travel the world, work from anywhere for maybe an hour to a day. It's 24 hours in a day. You can accomplish a lot if you put your mind to it. And then where do you go for more? So that's like telling you to, comment below and I will send you how you can get more information, how I can serve you better and get you more involved with what's going on. All right. So you have to understand those are 3 of the key elements in the bio. So you only get 3 lines in your bio. All right. So with you only getting 3 lines, you got to be sure to make the content count. I recommend starting out each line with an emoji because it helps you stand out. It's an attention grabber. And many people like the visual effect. All right. So once you set your bio up, don't forget the emojis on each line. Now, sometimes I try to watch what I put. Like I have emoji in the beginning, I have a sentence, and sometimes I like to put emoji at the end. That'll catch people's attention. So, like I said, don't forget the emojis on your line. They matter. They matter a lot because, you know, a visual of you showing an emoji that fits that sentence is important, right? So your bio shouldn't stay the same forever. Every time you make an accomplishment, you set a goal, or you make an accomplishment, you need to celebrate that accomplishment. That's a lot of things we don't do. I tell you what we do. We like to watch other people get their accomplishment, achieve their goal, and then we talk about it. What? That should be the blueprint for you to sit there and say, oh, he made it, I can make it. Let me get this thing right here. All right. So, and then that's just like one of the situations you have to understand. So, pro tip, you can only post one link in your bio. One. So make it count. Now, if you want to post a link, a lot of people use Linktree, Beacon, and E.me. So they can have a lot of links. But the new way is to just set up a ManyChat, have a specific word that triggers a specific action, and it DMs you back and forth. Automated system. Makes it a whole lot easier. You can set it up, say you got a free training you want to send somebody, that training can be sent out. You got a newsletter, that newsletter can be sent out. You got a course, you can send them to a funnel, anything. All right, so understand that. Those are some of the things that you can set up now. Ideal links for your mobile first page. You got webinar registration. You got pay what you offer, a free lead magnet, customer support. You have an application to work with a person, and a consultant schedule. These are all the things that you could, set up to, you could set up a Linktree, EaseTree, or Beacon, or you can have it DM to them through your DMs using ManyChat. All right. Now, here's another quick step. Step 2 is you got to research. Research might not be the most exciting part of this video, or the most exciting part of growing on Instagram, but it's the most important. You need to understand your audience. You need to know who your target audience is, where they're located at, what they like to do, what they read, you need to know all of that. You need to have a Google Doc, a spreadsheet, and basically you need to listen. Russell Brunson calls it funnel hacking, so we're gonna call it grammar hacking. I'm gonna pick 10 to 15 people in my niche, and I'm going to see exactly what they're doing. I'm not stealing. I'm not doing none of that. What I'm doing is I'm gathering research, so I know, oh, this went viral for them. Well, let me try it over here. Let me flip it this way and see what happens with me. You want to grow your following, but you don't want to steal the content, because that's not being authentic. What that is that's just basically saying, I'm a thief. Now, there's nothing wrong, because listen, here's what everybody don't understand. And shout out to Gilbert Arenas. I was just watching the podcast before I came here to shoot my episode, and Gilbert Arenas was talking about Cat Williams and him going at everybody, right? So when he was talking about that, he made mention, like, they was talking about the Cedric the Entertainer stealing Cat Williams material. Now, I remember the episode on Comic View. I remember when Cedric the Entertainer did it in the Kings of Comedy. It's just like we watch movies, right? So if you have never watched Death at a Funeral with Martin Lawrence and Chris Rock, there's another version of that movie, and I'm sitting there like, I'm trying to watch it one day, and I'm like, this ain't Chris Rock. It's in black and white, and it's just, oh, okay, really? Is that what we doing? So, like, just recently, House Party was remade by LeBron James. So movies are being recycled. Trust me. Music gets recycled. Fashion gets recycled. Movies get recycled. TV shows get recycled. All right, so another pro tip when it comes to researching is, hey, check this out. Google your keyword plus Instagram and see what pops up. So think about this. Type in entrepreneurship and Instagram and see what pops up. Type in social media coaching plus Instagram and see what pops up. Don't put the plus, just type in social media coaching Instagram and see what pops up. Those are keywords and those are the reasons why you search. All right. And then read Google reviews, subreddits, all of that, man. Do your research on your particular niche. So you would know, you want to become the expert. You want people to come to you when they need answers. Like right now, there's a comedian in my city. Shout out to my guy, Jesse Johnson. The dream continues for him. He's killing it right now. But what Jesse does is, and I mess with him all the time because it doesn't really bother me. Jesse would, like, we work together. All right. So we work together. And Jesse he gets to work and my dude is waiting. Hey man, I need to talk to you. I'm like, man, listen, that's $150 an hour. I can't keep giving you free advice. And my man is like, come on, man, I'm trying to. So Facebook can hit him up. He posted a couple things on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. It was of his performance. And they basically was like, hey, your content is doing this, get paid for it. He didn't know what it was. So I got to ask my social media guy. So he comes to me and I'm telling him, yeah, sign up. Get you a team now. You're getting to that point where you're going to need a team, and you start your team out with your family. Nah, that ain't my team. My team is you. Well, I'm charging. Nah, right now is you. So shout out to my guy Jesse. Shout out to all the comedians in the city. Shout out to William Floyd, Train to Go. He basically started a movement, and that movement was to help up and coming, artists and Showtime. I'm proud of these cats because I've known these cats for a while, and to see them doing what they doing, and I'm doing what I'm doing. So William is going to be on the podcast. Jesse will be on the podcast. I got to get my boy over at 94.5 The Blaze. I might have said that wrong. I get it mixed up every time. But that's DJ J-Rock. And there's a whole, I got to get my guy Tim Hinkle. He's got one of the best controversial podcasts going. And then I got a young cat that is I'm really trying to help him out because he started a podcast, him and his friends, and they going hot and heavy. They ready to jump theirs off. And I just want to support, everybody doing their thing. It's what the 9 to 5 Kickers do, man. Like, it's really an individual podcast, but I'm gonna have some interviews on here because I want people to know who these folk are in my city when you're around the world. So when you come to the city, you can shout these people out or holler at these people, see what they got cooking, see what they got going, and do your thing. Spend a little bread or holler at them and make some connections, because if you're not making connections, then it don't work. You can make connections on Instagram like we're talking about now, but it don't work if you're not making connections outside of that. All right. So remember that. Whew. Yeah. Got a lot of people. I got a lot of work in 2024. I got to get done, man. It's an exciting year for me. And then listen, I'll listen to what I'm about to do. I'm going to flip the script because this is not a sports podcast. But what a lot of people don't know, a lot of people just don't know, or they don't want to know, is sports is $1 billion business. And I'm not talking NFL, the NBA, MLB, or soccer. I'm talking about youth sports, high school sports. And what do you think is going on behind the scenes? I recently just donated a small amount of bread for my nephew. He's a basketball standout at DuPont Manual High School here in Louisville, Kentucky. Shout out to Justin Decker. And it's crazy because when I talked to my sister and she told me about it, I said, yeah, I got you. And so I'm thinking like, oh, we got to talk about this. And I'm not talking about with her or him. What I'm talking about is it's just $1 billion industry. So I'm going to reach out to some of the coaches and get them on. We ain't talking sports. We talking business. All right, the art of business. That's what we're gonna talk about. I ain't talking sports. I'll let the other podcasters in the city talk sports. I'm talking business. So it's not about sports with me when it comes to that. Even though I'm a sports guy and I'm a coach and I'm a trainer and all of that, it's about business. All right. So now let's get down to one of the most important parts. I know I got off track, but gotta get you involved because I need you to think about business. As an entrepreneur, you always need to be thinking. You don't think you with your people. You're not doing that. All right. Think business. All right. So content. Creating content. Content is king, man. So before I go any further, remember this episode is brought to you by the 9 to 5 Kickers and Elite Marketing Mojo, the new marketing agency for social media coaching and course creation, coming to you soon. We are generating courses to help you kick your 9 to 5. We're generating content to help you kick your 9 to 5, but we're not breaking the bank with it. All right. So it's time to create content. Keep in mind, just because a certain piece of content works for someone else doesn't always mean it's going to work for you. So you got to test, retest, test, retest, test, and retest. All right. So keep these 3 things in mind when it comes to creating content. Creating your own content, you got to keep these things in mind. Consistency is key. You can't make a video, post it one day, and think it's going to pop off. The algorithm doesn't work that way. If you make content, you need to make that content. You need to have another video or another post, something ready to go 4 or 5 hours later, and then another 4 or 5 hours later. And you need to repeat that. You need to post 3 to 5 times a day, 7 days a week. So now, whatever you do outside of working, your 9 to 5, you better figure out how you're going to make some content, all right? Make the content that keeps people on IG. Yeah. You got to make the content that makes them think, oh, okay. And it has to be in your niche. You can't just sit there and make some content about some other BS and think, oh, that's going to pop, because it doesn't work that way, all right? So make content that's going to keep people on. And then write down every idea. Go to your Dollar General, go to your Dollar Tree, go. I don't care where you go. Go get you a dollar notepad. Find $3. Get you a pen or a pencil, a notepad, and the other dollars for the taxes. And jot down your ideas. And then research your ideas and see if somebody else has done it. And if they've done it, study how they did it. And then redo it and make it your way. All right. So after you test your content and you see that your content can possibly work, you're looking at your engagements. Listen, you want to draw your audience in. So you need to know who your audience is. Who are you targeting? What are they, the age group, all of that. And trust me, when you post like a step-by-step carousel and sharing some stories, the reels, all of that is content. Like you can post a story, you can post an interactive story, like you can like take a picture, put one at the top, put one at the bottom, put a little decorative little line in between it, and have a poll. Which one's better, the Ferrari or the Bugatti? Take your pick. But that ain't in my niche. So I would have to come up with something that's inside of my niche in order for me to know which one would be better and which would make better content for me to share and ask in the post. And you want things to benefit your audience, so you must have hashtags to benefit everything that you go on. Listen, pro tip, add some stickers to your stories so people can interact with your stories. Hey, listen, there's a lady on Instagram that I started following just the other day, Social Media Queen. Yeah, shout out to Social Media Queen. She's got some tips on there on how to make your reels and stories pop. Oh yeah. Reels about to be on, I ain't gonna say that word. That word's played out. About to be on the ball. So yeah. And then, types of helpful content that goes along with this is myth busting, top resources, and checklists. So if you create a checklist, you got some resources that are free, and you got some myth busters. So busting the myth is people saying, oh, LeBron James is the worst three-point shooter in NBA history. And then you go on Instagram and you post a 5 seconds saying, Mythbuster, LeBron James is the worst 3-point shooter in history. We know he's not, but that's just the example. Then all of a sudden you cut to another video and it shows LeBron's stats. It shows LeBron hitting deep threes. It shows LeBron doing this. It shows LeBron doing that. You busted the myth because a lot of people want to clout chase by saying things like that, when in reality it's not true. So you want to bust the myth, but not being a butthole about it, but you just want to bust the myth. So people want to be educated, entertained, engaged, and but be aware of comment baiting and engage baiting. This is where posts encourage people to leave a specific comment to increase their engagement, but it's not doing or guiding to the specific thing that needs to be talked about. So you have to be aware. You can get shadow banned for that. And then like on YouTube, you can it's called clickbait. So you don't want to do clickbait. If you're going to ask somebody to comment or ask somebody to engage with you, make sure that your content, is worthy of them engaging. All right, so just gotta be aware of that. All right, and also create content buckets. If you create a content bucket, listen, what that basically is you're shooting 3 to 5 videos so you can upload them in batches. You shoot 15 to 20 videos, you got content for a week or 2. All right, you want to create products, generate traffic, boost conversions, create a lifestyle, success stories. These are all things that you want to jot down every idea that comes to mind. Creating products, like you create a digital product, generate traffic. How did you go from 0 to 5,000 followers in less than 3 weeks? Boosting conversions, lead generations, create a lifestyle, show behind the scenes things that are going on with you and your and then show the success story. Celebrate your success. Hashtags, we talk about hashtags all the time. All right, so I use a thing called hashtag Scraper, which was invented by Jim Edmonds from ClickFunnels. I spent a lot of money to get that. I didn't even have it. I had it, but I didn't have it. So hashtags is one of the best ways to get eyes on you. Proper hashtags will lead to you being seen by millions of people. So here's how this goes. Like you can use 3 to 10 hashtags per person. Post. All right, so 1 to 2 is your core hashtags. Make sure the name is, your brand name is involved. Use 3 to 5 hashtags, to engage with, ebooks, video courses, and digital products. And then for your business, you use 3 to 5 hashtags for business tips, and e-commerce. Switch things up. Don't keep everything the same. Do your work. Go out and find it. All right. Here's what you don't do. Don't use third-party apps. IG will figure that out. And prioritize using relevant keywords in your text and comments so you don't get stressed out over everything. Now, additional tools that I like to use for IG is Canva. Canva templates make things popular, different. You just got to be careful because a lot of people might use the same one. Instagram has a built-in editor, and I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. Instagram, I just learned this. Instagram comes in layers now. I'm figuring a lot of stuff out, man. As a social media manager, this is stuff I need to know. And then there are ways that you can edit reels to make it really pop. Like I'm gonna do one to show you. Font Candy for words on images. Cut stories, cutting videos down to 60 seconds. And you can even use a tool called Note, which is on your phone to take notes if you don't want to use a pen or paper. It's free if you already got it. And one of the main things is scheduling. Schedule your post out, all right? Scheduling your post out. Like, I make a 30-day content scheduler, but I got 3 of them because I make one for the reels, one for my carousels, one for my posts. With this side, the reels is the story. So, and that's what I've started working on, because when I start really posting for Elite Marketing Mojo. That's one of the things that I have to do. And then you have to have management. Time management, man, you got to check your insights. Know when to comment back. We're hacking the algorithm. All right. Now, for some bonus things for our creators, go live, go active, and find 3 complimenters. All right, people in your audience also loves, but who are not direct competitors. You want to find out who your people are. Team up with them, create content together, and promote. All right, you want to complement each other. What you promote on their channel, they promote on your channel, and vice versa, and keep this thing going. All right. So you don't have no budget. That's how it is. Those are the ways that you get started. All right. Man, it's your boy Tone over here with the 95 Kickers and 95 Kickers podcast. Man, I'm here to tell y'all, do us a favor. Hit the subscribe button. Download the podcast. Subscribe to the podcast. Subscribe to the email list so you can get the newsletter. It's popping. And I'm going to see y'all when I see y'all, man. I enjoyed y'all. Thank y'all for stopping by today. Thank you for spending your time. I hope you got some great value out of this particular episode. And I'm going to see y'all when I see y'all, man. We up out of here. Peace.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of the 9 to 5 Kickers podcast, hosted by Mr. Anthony Porter. Executive producers for the show are Sincere Straughter, Charlie Straughter, Ria Cash, and Theory Porter. Sound design and editing done by Wavetech, for beats by Wavetech. The 9 to 5 Kickers podcast is a production of the NTFK Media Group and a member of the Digital Entrepreneurs Network. We'll catch you in the next episode. Peace.